recording. Okay, fingers crossed. All right, so where you're going to start off on the agent point system and how to navigate pretty much common practices that we use as agents. Okay, they're constantly updating, changing things around with the agent point system. So it's kind of a learning curve for all of us. Some love it, some hate it. You know, it's just one of those things, unfortunately. So bear with me. Because they have been updating it, they are changing things quite often. So we are just going to kind of get to the nitty gritty of it and see what we can do with it today. If you guys have any questions or comments in the meantime, you know, my trainings are very, very laid back, very casual. Please feel free to type your questions and comments in the chat box. If it's a question, obviously, that I don't know, I will make sure that I get those answers for you. If you want to unmute yourselves, because I'm fine with that as well, and ask a question, you can do that along the way, because I will open it up for discussion as well. Okay, so first things first. So we have our Florida Blue agent login. I'm hoping by now everybody knows how to log in to their Florida Blue account. And what I always recommend to agents is write your username and passwords down, store them somewhere, because every now and then, you know, it comes to a point where we easily forget. We have to change our passwords, and sometimes it gets super frustrating because we get kicked out, we get locked out, and all that good stuff. So try to store those in a safe place. All right, so we're going to log in to Access Blue. Oh, agent point, and here we go. Starting off on, I'm hoping I didn't get kicked out. I was just in here, so. Let's keep our fingers crossed, okay. All right, yay. Okay, logging in. So when you initially log in to your agent point, you are logging into what they call is the landing page. And the landing page is going to serve as your default home page. You do have access to change your landing page to either your business page or your dashboard, but as of right now, my landing page is the home page, and I'm pretty certain most of the agents' landing page is the home page, and it's gonna look like this, okay? So you have several different features within the landing page. So up at the right-hand side at the top, we have a main menu that is located here where we can perform like global searches, access quick links, seek out help guides, and modify our profile and our personal experience within the site. So those are those links that are here up towards the right-hand side, you see right there. On the left-hand side, we also have a page navigation menu, which allows us to access pages that provide the business links and widgets. Okay, so we have our home button, we have our dashboard tool, we have our My Business tool, we have our education tool, and we also have our reporting tool, but I'm in a different, I'm in a delegate setting instead of an agent setting, but I'll switch to that later, in which you as agents will see your reporting tool here as well. Okay, so moving forward. Okay, so to the top right, we're going to start with the global search. So what the global search does here, it enables us to find content super easy by either if we're searching for a certain document, maybe that a bulletin was sent out and it shows that actual bulletin number, we can type that in a search document. If we're trying to do just like a general document search, just say like scope of appointments, scope, you can type that in and we'll find anything that's related to a specific document that you're trying to find. So that's a really cool feature, quick and easy, quick link right there. So also, if you have a specific document name and content, you can do a search that way as well. Members, you can do a search for a specific member by using this link. So If you're trying to find a member that you are the agent on record for, this is a quick and easy way to access your members. And then same thing with groups. So if you have a group, then you can try and do a quick search for your group. So this is a quick and easy tool. So I like these icons and these features up at top. All right, so the next one is our quick link, which enables users to have access to role-based features directly from the navigation bar. And what that does is just another quick and easy tool that you can customize to get to and from places that you're trying to access. So whether it's your member forms, your member insights, your schedule of benefits, your open enrollment training, quoting Florida Blue, quoting Florida healthcare plans, this is just another way to access all of these options. And this is something, again, that you can customize, and you'll see here at the bottom where it says edit or add new. You can delete them, you can add new ones. So I highly recommend going in there and navigating through and playing around with that to see what's gonna be user-friendly for you and something that you wanna have at your fingertips at all times by using that link there. And then here, this little bell, this is where your notifications are going to be found. So sometimes when you log into your agent point, you're going to see like a red number. Okay, so it may say like number 3, just a 3 in red. And what that means is that you have a notification, and the notification may mean that you have certain members that are delinquent, certain members that have inconsistencies, and stuff like that, cancellations. So those are just alerts. There are notifications that you'll have quick and easy access to. And this next one here is where you can find the actual user guide for Agent Point. So you can download that. So you'll always have access at your fingertips as far as having that user guide. So if you need help with navigating through the Agent Point system, that user guide is always there for you to download and help for sure. And then we've got, if you would like to change the language within the system, you do have that capability as well. So it allows you to switch your experience from English to Spanish. So if you're a Spanish speaking agent and it's easier for you to navigate through the system in Spanish, there is that option for you. And then we have our profile page. So our profile page is really, really important. And this is one of the things that I like to tell new agents, especially if they've never enrolled anyone before, is to always make sure they check their profile page initially when they're first logging into Agent Point as a new agent, because there's a couple of things in here that we need to make sure are showing correctly. But let me just switch my user profile really quick. Okay, so when you click on your user profile and you click on profile settings here, so it's going to bring up your profile as an individual agent. So on the left-hand side, you'll see preferences, notifications, demographics. Preferences allows you to change your default landing page. So mine is set to home page, but it also gives you the capability to set it to my dashboard if you wanted to, or my business. So when you initially log in, if you have it defaulted to my business, it'll show the business page instead of the home page, or the dashboard instead of the home page. So it's your preference. It's whatever you like as an agent. And then the default again. So if you want your default segment to be under 65, it'll be under 65. If you want it to be Medicare, it'll be Medicare. It just changes the platform, the layout of what it's going to look like when you log in. Okay. This is just our default profile. It should, as you being an agent, make sure that your AOR that you're assigned to is showing here and an agent. Mine is a little bit different because I'm a delegate, so I have 2 different options, but you as an agent, it should show agent for both. On the left-hand side under notifications, This allows you to customize how you want your notifications, how you want to be alerted as far as notifications are concerned. So do you want to see your subscribers that are 0 to 30 days delinquent? Do you want to see that they're 31 to 60 days delinquent? So there's all kinds of different notifications that you can customize. So you have that capability. Do you want to see members that still owe a binder payment? Inconsistency notification, meaning that there is some sort of documentation that the marketplace is requesting that they need to send in. So that's what that inconsistency notification is. So if you do see that alert, it's typically because the marketplace is requesting some sort of documentation that they have not sent in as of yet. I will say that sometimes when you do get alerts, it does lag the system. So although members have paid binder payments, they're no longer delinquent, or if they submitted documentation, sometimes our system has not caught up with the marketplace's system yet, or the billing system, or whatever it is. So try to be patient, because I know a lot of members call, a lot of agents call their members and say, I am showing that you're delinquent, you're past due, you're going to be canceled, or you're in a suspended status, and the members will say, oh no, I made that payment. Just give it a few more days or whatnot, and just keep checking it, because it's just possible that the system just has not caught up as of yet. Okay, so that is just something that you can customize for your notifications. And then on the left-hand side, also, you have demographics. And this is really, really important, especially as a new agent, first initially logging in to the agent point. So it's going to show your contact information. Of course, you want to make sure that everything looks correct. But what's most important is your FFM registration details. And what this is that it means that you've completed your marketplace certifications, which is done through portal.cms.gov. And those are where you do all of your certifications in order for you to sell marketplace plans through the marketplace and get paid as an agent. Now they communicate, or CMS portal communicates with Florida Blue, because when we do our marketplace applications, we're doing everything through our agent point. We're accessing the marketplace applications, the marketplace just in general, through our agent point. So it's going to show that you've completed everything here. Okay, so you are completed with your certifications. It automatically gets reported. Sometimes the FFE user ID will automatically get reported. And what that is, it's the CMS portal user ID that you created. So the portal.cms.gov username that you created when you did your marketplace certifications is the one that needs to be showing here. If it is not showing there, or if it's incorrect, you always have the capability of editing here up at the top where it says edit, and you can input it if it's missing, or you can change it if it's incorrect. So again, make sure you're writing those usernames and passwords down, because there are so many that we need to remember along the way. So that's really, really important, especially as a new agent, because otherwise we're not going to be able to get into the marketplace from our agent point system, because it's not matching up. It's not connected, because it needs to be so that we're able to access that. All right. So everyone that's on this call should already have that done, but in the future, just an FYI. All right, so moving forward. Okay, so back to the home screen. Let me just switch back my user profile real quick. All right, so back to my home page. So this is, again, the home page. You have the capability of taking the tour, which provides a series of short videos to help guide us through the content and widgets that are showcased on each page. So if you need tutorials, I do recommend taking the tour. So it's super, super helpful. I know quite a few agents have. Sometimes it does get a little complicated, especially during our busy times of the year. So you may have not, and they did kind of switch things over right when it was super busy. So we're kind of all thrown into this new agent point system, but I highly do recommend taking that tour, and it's found right there in the middle of the page. You'll just click on that link and it will take you right to the agent point tour. All right, so on the left-hand side, these features over here, we've got my dashboard, we've got my business, we've got education, and then we'll also have reporting, which you should be seeing on your screen. It'll show on my screen later. So on the left, we're going to click on my dashboard first. And my dashboard is a page that provides a custom view which displays only the tools and widgets that you select from a custom library. It's just something that you'll have access to. There's a lot of things that are very redundant within the agent point that you'll be able to access from a lot of different areas, like from the very top, all of these tools up here, from the side. It's just, there's just so many different ins and outs, so many different ways to get to and from things. So a lot of things seem very similar. It's just the way that you as an agent feel comfortable navigating to them. Now, if you don't show any tools or widgets here, you can always edit to delete, add new if you wanted to. There's all segments under 65. There's Medicare, there's group. So you'll have access to that. So if you were to just say add new, so it's going to bring all the links and tools and then widgets as well. So widgets typically show like at the very bottom if you have widgets shown, which would be here underneath these tools. There's actual widgets. And then I don't have widgets on my dashboard because I have it under my business, but each agent is different. I don't really use the my dashboard page. I'm more so the my business page, but it's just entirely up to you. But if you wanted to add new on here, this is how you would do it, by adding new. So you can add new, add tool, remove tool if you wanted to delete. And then where you see add the quick link, this is just going to add it up to here where your quick links are up at the top that we had gone over earlier. So if you want it under that quick link tool at the very top on the right-hand side, then you'll be able to add those tools under your quick link as well. So, just navigate through it. And, you can kind of narrow it down if you wanted business, if you have businesses that you do as far as groups are concerned, Medicare, under 65, education. So there's all kinds of informative information under here. So you can customize it to your liking. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so my business. So my business page is the page where agents are pretty much accessing everything. This page is going to provide us as agents with role-specific views into the books of our business. Okay, so there's going to be tools and widgets available to allow us to access other links to support our business effectively. So it just depends. Again, you can customize it however you like, and the same way as we just were customizing it. So if you wanted to add new and you wanted to edit, then you have that capability to do so. So anything that you choose under business tools and widgets are going to show here. So your tools here, your widgets as well. So there are several different options. We've got member insights, allows us to look up specific members information. Provider search, which will bring us right to Florida Blues provider directory, not Florida Healthcare. Unfortunately, Florida Healthcare's provider search is through Florida Healthcare's site directly. Then quote Florida Healthcare plans. If we're quoting Florida Healthcare or enrolling anybody through Florida Healthcare plans under 65 only, we would click on quote Florida Healthcare plans. Quote Florida Blue would be for anyone quoting for Florida Blue under 65, any of our ancillary, including dental, accident, hospital, critical illness, temp plans, and then Medicare for both Florida Blue and Florida healthcare plans. And then we have our schedule of benefits. So these are just ones that I've tailored to my specific needs that I use quite often, but you have the capability of tailoring to what is going to be the most convenient for you. And then ID card services, which is really nice because it gives us the capability to email temporary ID cards, print temporary ID cards for our under 65 Florida Blue members, our dental members, and our Medicare members for both Florida Blue and Florida healthcare plans. Unfortunately, the ID card services does not allow for us to access under 65 Florida healthcare plans. So I'm hoping in the future it will allow us, but it does not for under 65 Florida healthcare plans. Okay, so there's also more widgets as well that you can customize. And again, that's to your tailoring. There's group search. You can quote and renew. There's member enrollment, view and pay invoices. So there's quite a few different things. If you did Medicare, again, there's an ID card search for Medicare, provider search for Medicare. Again, it's Florida. It's only bringing you to Florida Blues. Provider search through our agent point. And then we can look up our Medicare members again through the member insights. So tailor it to however your liking is. All right, so underneath here, we have these that you can customize as well. So you've got your sales status tracker widget, okay, which on my screen, it's on the right-hand side. So this allows you to view a graphic representation of sales statuses for health applications over like a month, a quarter, a year's time. Most agents don't really know. It's kind of complicated in a sense. It's almost more so like for an agency purpose, but it's viewed by selecting under 65 or Medicare. And it's filtered by viewing by month, by quarter, by year. So you could filter it out if you wanted to. And then by the month as well. And then when the current year is selected, the values will populate for the previous 12 months, while any previous year will populate the year's results for January through December. So it's pretty much just showing you the activity on a graph of what's been done within however you narrow it down, if that makes sense. But anyways, I mean, most people don't even use that, but it's showing up as a widget. All right, so most important is going to be your actions items and your aligned accounts. So actions items is where it's going to be showing your notifications, your like alerts, where you would have members that may be delinquent, like 30, 60, 90 days past due, members that have inconsistencies, members that are eligible for wellness rewards. So you have these action items, which would show along here. If you have a list, you can either click on view all notifications and it will bring up everybody, or you can click on, it would show the actual item here. It's not showing anything on my screen, unfortunately. And then to the right of it, it will have like a little line. And by selecting the line to the right of each notification, it'll offer you as the agent to view the details or dismiss or edit that notification. Okay, so you do have that capability to see what's going on with certain members, you know, if they are delinquent, that they're eligible for rewards, if there is inconsistencies, if there's a binder payment due as well. There's also other ways to access these, and we'll get to that here later. And then we've got our aligned accounts. So our aligned accounts represent the active aligned book of business for each agent, okay, that you are the AOR for. So for each member you are the AOR for, it's going to show your active accounts here for under 65 and for Medicare as well. Okay, so you always have access there, which is really, really nice. So you can view again by selecting under 65 or the Medicare tab. So it's entirely up to you, and you'll see the numbers that display here. There is a chart that shows, you know, previous year versus current year. And then the types are only going to be your Florida Blue under 65, dental, and then that's for under 65, okay? So it's gonna be Florida Blue under 65 and dental. Florida healthcare plans under 65, and then our other ancillary products like hospital, accident, critical illness is not gonna show under here. So again, it's just Florida Blue under 65 and dental. Hoping Florida healthcare plans under 65 will jump on board, but again, it's something we can hope for. And then Medicare is going to be both for Florida healthcare plans and Florida Blue. Okay, so you do have access to both Florida Blue and Florida healthcare plans for Medicare. All right, so which is really, really nice. So when you click on the actual number for each, it's going to bring you to what they call the outreach program. So you can narrow it down by active agent accounts. It'll show how many active accounts there are. If anyone's due a binder payment, if there's a cancellation. Mine may show a little bit different because I'm a delegate. Delinquency, if there's any members that have a delinquency. And just for HIPAA purposes, I'm not going to get into actually like showing any like full details, but you can, the outreach program is just another way of seeing like your notifications and your alerts. Okay, so you'll be able to see if anybody's due a binder payment, a cancellation, anybody that's been canceled as your member, anyone that's delinquent as your member, anyone that has an inconsistency as your member, so on and so forth. Okay, if you go back to your aligned account and you click on just say Medicare and you click on the number, this too does the same thing. What's really nice about this program that I like that we didn't have in the past is that it has an agent feature. So if you click on agent, it's going to allow you to narrow it down who your under 65 is going to be aging in within the next 3, 6, or 12 months. Again, it's only showing your under 65 Florida Blue agents. It's not showing your Florida healthcare agent people, but it just does give you that capability within that outreach program. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So that's how you access your members quick and easy. So again, my business. So if you're trying to find your book of business under 65, click on the number, Medicare, click on the number, and then it will bring you to your outreach in which you can kind of narrow it down. So there's just several different ways you can access the same things redundantly throughout the system. Does anyone have any questions up to this point? Let's see if I have anything in the chat. Type it in the chat box if you do. Okay. So moving forward. Okay, so moving forward. One really great thing that I love about the agent point is our member insights. And a lot of agents aren't aware of this, but if you click on member insights here, it's going to bring you to this page here where it allows you to actually look up your members. And again, it's for Florida Blue under 65 and dental, and then for Florida Blue and Florida Healthcare Medicare. All right, so if you just type in to say somebody's last name and you do a search, it's going to bring up everyone. So if I want to click on this particular person, it's going to bring you to each person's individual account that you're the AOR for. So it's going to show whether they're active, if they're canceled, whether they're delinquent. So it gives you that capability as an agent to just dig deeper into their, into what's going on within their account, which is really, really nice. So you always have that access, okay? You will see as an agent, this member authentication is required to disclose account information and unlock capabilities to update this account. When you click on authenticate here, it's going to bring you to your member. If there's more than one person, you have to select which person you want to authenticate, and you're going to select two options here. Make sure it looks correct, the date of birth, the address, and then you're going to authenticate again. So it's going to just give you a little bit more features when you do authenticate, which is really, really nice within our agent point system. So you'll see that from here, when you're pulling up a particular member, it allows us to collect payment. So just say someone is delinquent and they need to make a payment. As an actual agent, it allows us to collect payment for that member. So it does give us that capability. So you always have access to that. To the top, when you are in this member insights as well, it automatically brings you to ID card services, where you'll be able to download a temp card immediately, which is really, really nice. Okay, so you do have the capability of that as well. Okay, so it's going to have the member information. You have your rewards benefits here. So if they are part of the rewards program and that they're engaging in the reward program, it'll show all of that information down here as well. It shows their eligibility or their participation. So it'll show that in this box down here. This is a dental, so it's not really, but if it was a health, it would show more information as far as rewards are concerned as well. And then also under the payment details on the right-hand side, it will show the history of the payments that have been coming in. So whether or not a payment was made in full, if a full payment partial, if a full payment was not received, if a new invoice was sent, meaning it was billed, or if there's a delinquency. So you always have access to find out what's going on with your members. Again, unfortunately, not with Florida healthcare plans. I can't stress that enough because I know a lot of members wish that we did have access to under 65 Florida healthcare plans. Okay, so moving forward. One thing though about the collect payment is that payments can be taken, by electronic fund transfer. So keep that in mind. And at this time, the automatic payment option is unavailable. So if a member would like to set up an APO, the agent can guide them through the member website to initiate the automatic system, or they can call Florida Blue directly and set up that APO. I think I have a question. Oh, okay, I don't. Well, good, I'm glad you think that's awesome. All right, so moving forward, there's so much to learn on this site. All right. On the left-hand side now, we are going to, so we're pretty much done with my business. So it's something that you guys need to customize to your tailoring, what's gonna suit you, suit your needs. You know how to get to and from Florida healthcare plans, Florida Blue, that sort of things, member insights, the provider search, the schedule of benefits, all that good stuff. So your tools, your widgets, customize it to you. On the left-hand side now is our education tab. So the education page is going to serve as a resource center for us, which offers a wide variety of content, which is really nice. So as far as like news bulletins are concerned, training, which is our Florida Blue Learning, where we do all our Medicare certifications, as well as any additional training that Florida Blue does incorporate within our Florida Blue Learning. That's in addition to not required, but it's highly recommended. Forums we have access to, products and toolkits, which I absolutely love. So just real quick. So you know how I always stress, make sure you're checking your news, your bulletins and all that good stuff. So Florida Blue will release our news and bulletins here. And if it's super important, then I usually do send it out in an email, but you'll always have access to it here under your education tab. So it automatically defaults to news. So when you click on education and you scroll down, you're going to see the most recent news. So of course you can kind of narrow it down if you wanted to by segment type. So if you're looking for something specific like under 65 Medicare, if it's small group, you can narrow it down that way. So if it has something to do with billing and payment for under 65, if it's something that you remember in the past between a certain date, you can narrow it down even further. And then you would click apply filters and it'll bring up everything that has to do with under 65 billing and payment. And then so on and so forth. So same thing with Medicare. So if you're looking for something specific, if it's a news bulletin, something that was sent out in the past or something you're trying to see if maybe they had sent an update about, you can always kind of narrow it down by the segment type. Sometimes when news bulletins are sent out by Florida Blue in general, because you'll get an email saying bulletins, here's the most recent bulletin, you will not find them in here. Sometimes they send those emails out early and then you'll come in to actually see the bulletin and it won't be in here. And quick and easy way to do that search is either by this little magnifying glass up top, or you can just click on that and you can type in the actual bulletin that's found in that email, just say, to see if it's in there, because on the bulletin, it'll actually show the bulletin ID. So you can click on that and sometimes it'll automatically populate. So that's a quick and easy way to access it. Or you can just come up under the news, the education tab under news and look. And then here, it just gives you another way to search again, document name, search the news bulletin. So several different ways to access it. Okay, so that's how you get to your news and bulletin. And then we've got our training. So training is where we have access to all different kinds of learning opportunities. So Florida Blue Learning is where we do our certifications as far as Medicare is concerned. Then we have additional OEP training that Florida Blue has incorporated, which are kind of like podcasts, kind of virtual trainings, those sorts of things. We have glossary of terms, members FAQs. So sometimes you'll find frequent questions and answers within the members FAQs. So under the training, there's all kinds of stuff that you can access. So when you click on Florida Blue Learning as an agent, it's automatically going to log you into your Florida Blue Learning site. And you should all know this is how you access your Medicare certifications. I send enough emails out regarding that. Okay, on the left-hand side, when you click on library, the three little books here, it's going to come up with all of your trainings. So your 2022 Medicare curriculum, your 2022 product curriculum, those are requirements. All of these are additional trainings that you have access to. So just say CGA training. And this is great for new agents because they have job aids in addition to like tutorials and videos that you can watch as well that kind of show you how to do things. So they're how-tos. Like, so for example, on marketplace application process, how to report income, how to enter additional information, how to review and sign, how to review eligibility and subsidy information. So there's all kinds of stuff that you're going to have access to at your fingertips. And then you've got Florida Blue Medicare training resources. So these are something new that they're starting to incorporate. So you've got sales funnel conversation, and this is relating to Medicare, opening the conversation as far as Medicare is concerned, overcoming objectives. So these are great like CBTs to watch. So I highly recommend. They're not mandatory like our core and product, but these are highly recommended. Okay, so if you guys need any help with that, just let me know. So just navigate through that. All right, so the OEP training, if you click on that tab, this is kind of getting to know the training platform. So if you click on this, it is going to have you put your name and your email address, your agency, your AOR code, and the passcode that I've sent out in several different emails. I'm not going to get into that, but these are like live trainings. They're podcasts or recorded trainings. They're podcasts and stuff like that that they've had over the open enrollment period. So I do send several of those out throughout the open enrollment period. So you do always have access to that. And I highly recommend looking and or just watching and taking advantage of those. Okay. All right. So another thing that we use quite often is our toolkits, which is really, really nice. And again, these are just common practices that we're going over today. So the toolkit I find has been so helpful as an agent because Florida Blue will input anything that pretty much that we are trying to look for within our toolkits. And it's narrowed it down to our individual under 65 toolkit, our Medicare toolkit, small group toolkit, so on and so forth. So when you click on your agent toolkit for under 65, it's going to bring you to all of these resources to help us as agents sell and support our clients. So anything pretty much that we're trying to find, we usually have access under our agent toolkits. So any sort of like sales support, if we're trying to find documents regarding our ancillary products. So for example, like agent materials, our accident sales brief, our Blue Dental Agent Guide, our critical illness sales brief, our member materials as well. So anything related to like our dental plans for members. So there are so many different documents that are in here that help us as an agent just become more knowledgeable about our products. So I highly recommend navigating through this. And then there's agent training. So for example, like our road shows, our virtual summits that we have right before open enrollment period, they do have those links in there as well. Our Better You Strides Wellness and Rewards program. So for under 65, if you're trying to find out about our rewards programs, you'll have access to the agent materials with an overview of our rewards program and for members that you can send to them. So if you wanted to send them an email, hey, this is our rewards program. This is how you access it. This is how you earn rewards. You can send them a document, a flyer that shows them and kind of walks them through it, which is really, really nice. And then get started for members. So there's just so many different things that you have access to, you know, how to make online payments for members, how to update, you know, their contact information. So all kinds of good stuff. And then your health and product benefit information. You have that at your fingertips as well. So under 65 individual plans. So it's going to kind of narrow it down. You have your FPL and income. It has your plan matrices, your network comparison fact sheets. You know, what's the difference between Florida Blue's networks? Because we have several different ones. There's 4. You've got Blue Options, Blue Care, Blue Select, My Blue. So it gives you all of that information here at your fingertips. You have your product fact sheets, you know, what differentiates your networks from one from another. Competitor information, what sets us apart from our competitors. You know, billing and payment guides, enrollment and subsidy information. So anything that you need, guys, this is where you're going to find it. And then key network providers, this has to do with our providers within certain areas, like our value choice providers, you know, Sanitas, GuideWell, Diagnostic Clinical, Member Group. So if you are in one of those service areas, you can find information regarding those providers here, which is really, really nice. And then member engagement materials, which is going to be like your telemedicine. So it's an overview regarding that. And then your sales enablement and enrollment tools, which ACA tax form guides. You have information regarding what members can expect if they are a marketplace member, as far as what forms they're going to need when they do file their taxes, regarding like their 1095A forms and all that good stuff. And then other sales tools as well, like talking points for data matching issues. If they need to upload documentation, what does that mean? How do we do it? Just reference guides. And then sales support material, just more information about our product comparisons, unsubsidized silver members, and then our temp plans, information about our temp plans. So this is a great tool to use, is our toolkits. So if we go back to education and we click on toolkits again, we have access to Medicare agent toolkit as well. So it's very similar, but it's everything Medicare specific. So sometimes it takes a minute. Okay, so as far as Medicare is concerned, the Medicare toolkit, Medicare related, this is really, really great. Again, you're going to have access and anything Medicare wise. So you've got your compliance reference guides, you've got your agent training. So again, they've released everything that they've done through the enrollment periods, any additional like presentations and recordings. So if you've missed any of those, or you just need an overview of just say some of our Medicare products, or the products that we offer within, or the ancillary products that we offer within our Medicare plans, like the over-the-counter benefits or the dental benefits or something like that, you do have access to watch those presentations within the agent training. Then you have your over-the-counter catalogs and information, which is really nice. Your sales placemats, your product material, so your annual notice of change. So every year our member that currently has a Florida Blue product, just say our Florida healthcare plans, they are sent an annual notice of change to let them know that if they're remaining with the plan that they have, if there's going to be any changes within that plan or not. So they do get sent an annual notice of change, and you'll have access to what that looks like here. So you can see there's quite a few of them because we have so many different products to use. And then benefits at a glance, you'll have access to that, which shows at a glance what our benefits are for all of our Medicare Advantage plans. So you'll have access at your fingertips. Again, brochures we have access to, all of our Medicare brochures, consent to contact forms, enrollment guides. So there's so much stuff that they put in there. Evidence of coverage. So if you need to look more in depth about a plan, the evidence of coverage is where it's at, because it's hundreds of pages and it literally shows you everything in detail about that specific plan. So you always have access to the evidence of coverage within your Medicare toolkit. Okay, and moving forward, formularies. So you're going to have your formularies for Medicare under your agent toolkit for Medicare, your star ratings, the summary of benefits, writable forms. So some of our forms are writable. So if you needed a writable enrollment checklist, you do have access to that, which is really, really nice. And what I mean by writable is just say, typically if you download it, it lets you actually like select and type at that moment instead of having to, print it out or whatnot, but it'll allow you actually to fill it in. So it is writable, but that's what a writable form looks like. So you'll have access to all of that. And then your supplement materials. So if you're enrolling somebody in a Medicare supplement plan, you'll have the rate sheets here. So which is really, really nice. And then the teledoc flyer for our Medicare members, pharmacy information, presentations and guides. So if you want to listen to our Medicare Experts podcast, you do have that capability. Rewards and loyalty, we have those brochures as well, reference materials. We have our Medicare presentations, so our seminar presentations, which is really, really nice. And then our sales videos as well that I highly recommend watching. And then we have sales enablement and enrollment tools. So all of our vendors so for our Medicare products, any of our vendors, so if our products offer dental or over-the-counter benefits or Papa rewards or whatever it is, you have access to all of these documents as well. That kind of gives you an overview, more detail regarding those benefits that are within our Medicare products. Our hearing, our silver sneakers, and so on and so forth. And then we have scripts for aging in, provider digital toolkits, retention toolkits. So there's just all kinds of great information that you'll always have access to as an agent. Where were you seeing a deep dive policy? Just type it in the chat box. Bear with me. Are you talking about right here? So these are our deep dive recordings that Florida Blue actually gets into regarding our Medicare enrollment periods and any additional benefits that are within our products. And it's just a deep dive to help our agents understand the products or what's going to be released for the upcoming year. It's just more of an in-depth training for our agents. It's a deep dive into our Medicare products and what we have to offer. That's what deep dive means. All right, any more questions regarding our toolkits? Okay, perfect. Okay, so moving forward, no questions, guys? You guys are getting this? All right, so this may be shorter than I thought. All right, so if we're back to education toolkits, that's pretty much what we access from our toolkits, is our agent toolkit and our Medicare agent toolkit. So I highly recommend navigating through those. And if you ever come across something where you need more information, first try to start at your toolkits and see if you can find it there, because the majority of the time it's gonna be in there. Super helpful. I love our toolkits, and they're constantly being updated, which is really, really nice. So they're always incorporating new documents, new tutorials and stuff within our agent toolkits. All right, so then we're gonna go over the reporting. So let me just change my profile. All right, so on the left-hand side, you're gonna see this reporting link here. And if you click on reporting, it's gonna bring you to this page, which is really nice. So pretty much the purpose through this is it's the data contained within your existing reporting. And it's gonna provide you with the ability to view standard reports within, as for you being the AOR. And again, and I can't stress enough, it's for under 65 Florida Blue health and dental, and then Medicare for Florida Blue and Florida healthcare plans. Unfortunately, it does not show for under 65 Florida healthcare plans. Yes, Suni, I can share the recording with you. Absolutely. Okay, so you're going to have all kinds of access to standard reports. So you'll see aligned accounts report, application tracker, cancellation report, change report, and you can narrow it down between under 65, over 65, or show all. So it's entirely up to you. So US Able products actually are included in the under 65 aligned accounts and delinquency report type. So by selecting the products type filter, users may elect to view results for hospital, critical illness, and accident. So that's really, really nice within our aligned accounts and delinquency report. That's the only place that you're going to find our hospital, critical illness, and accident. So keep that in mind. All right, so the aligned accounts are going to show everyone that you are and have been aligned to in the past. And I'm not going to click on these just for HIPAA purposes. You know, your application tracker is going to, you know, track the applications that you have put in. Your cancellation report's going to show your cancellations, you know, your change reports, any changes that you've made through your member change link. Delinquency report is going to show your delinquencies and so on and so forth. So when you click on that, just say, and you click on the actual report or the radio button here, and you scroll down, it's going to allow you to generate a report at the very, very bottom. So you have that capability. You can also export it as a PDF as well, which is really, really nice. So you have that right at your fingertips. So if you need any assistance with your reports, just let me know. Sometimes it gets complicated and they haven't really given us a full overview of what exactly and how to distinguish like what a payment assistance report is and all that good stuff. But we're still learning as far as that, because this is newer within the last couple of months, but you do have access to that, which is really nice. What I like is the aligned accounts report. So it does show members that you've been on AOR for, aligned to, and you currently are aligned to. Other than that, that is how your reporting works. You guys have any questions regarding that? All right, so let me just change my status so I can go into a few more features. So just a few more features before we wrap it up. I don't want to overwhelm you any more today than I should, but again, these are common practices that we as agents use within our agent point system. So just keep that in mind. Again, navigate your own, you know, convenience, your tools, your widgets, all of that good stuff. Under your My Business, the Member Insights link, when you're looking up a member, just say you have a member that came into you and wants to enroll in Florida Blue, under 65, or Medicare for Florida Blue or Florida healthcare plans. If they are not one of our members, or if they're not a current of one of our members, that they don't know if they have an AOR, so on and so forth. If we start typing in their name, just say, and it does not come up, we get this option here that says aligned agency search. If we click on this, this is going to bring us to a page that allows us to search for this member by product type. So whether it's under 65, Florida Blue only, under 65 dental, and then for Medicare, Florida Blue, and Florida healthcare plans. So if they are a current Florida Blue under 65 member with an AOR, it'll show us who the AOR is. It doesn't show us the actual agent, but it will show us the actual agency. So for example, I'll put, I'm just going to put AORs. Dental. All right, so I'm going to search dental. So if somebody has an AOR, it's going to show like this. It's going to show the actual aligned agency and the agency's number, and then their member ID number. It's not going to show the actual agent that it's aligned to, but at least it narrows it down to the agency. So that's how you can always find out if somebody already has an AOR with Florida Blue under 65 and dental, and then Florida healthcare plans and Florida Blue over 65 for Medicare. Okay, if they do not have, so let's just see. Now, if they don't have Florida Blue or whatnot, there's no active contract found within the search criteria. Or if they do have Florida Blue with no AOR on record, it'll say either it's directly with Florida Blue and with a certain, it's not tied to an actual agency. So you always do have that capability to look for an aligned agency search to see whether or not someone does have an AOR on file. Because remember, if someone already does have an AOR on file, unfortunately, they do remain the AOR if you do help them, but just think of referrals. So we are going to come across members that have AORs. They don't remember who their agent was in the past, or they just want a new agent. Unfortunately, that agent is going to stay the AOR and they will remain getting paid, but we, may get referrals out of it, or we can sell them an ancillary product or something like that. So don't turn them away. Sometimes, it ends up turning out to be a great thing by going that extra mile and helping them. So this is just a quick and easy way to access the aligned accounts to search for an AOR. Does anyone have any other questions? All right, so let's see. What else can I show you today? So if you're under your, just say, quote, Florida Blue, this is obviously, and we're not going to get into quoting today, but this is just a quick and easy way. This is obviously where you're going to do your under 65 Florida Blue, your ancillary Medicare proposals and enrollments. So you can do your proposals for individual and family plans for under 65 and ancillary, okay, by creating a proposal, English, Spanish. It allows you to also go directly to the marketplace from this link. It also allows you to make member plan changes. And then in the middle here, it gives you the Medicare options, create a new proposal. You have links to view aging in recommendations, a Medicare plan wizard, which is going to ask you questions to help navigate which is going to suit your member best, going the Medicare supplement route or going the Medicare Advantage route, or if we needed to make Medicare plan changes. So if they're an existing Medicare member with us, Florida Blue or Florida healthcare plans, and they want to change from one plan or another during the periods that we're allowed to do that, we can do that as well. And then these are just other tools we have. If we needed to process a binder for a paper application, or a binder payment tool for those that didn't make their binder payment yet, or if you use a single site enrollment tool. So you always have access to all of those options as well, okay? And then your My Prospects is going to show all of your enrollments or proposals that you've already done for Florida Blue and Medicare. So you would click on My Prospects, and then your dashboard is going to show everything that you've done, just say for that day, that week, that month, the last, you can narrow it down, and it actually shows everybody for your particular agency code that you're aligned to. So if you're aligned to the Orange City office 7131, it's going to pull up all the agents activity, however many applications they've submitted over the course of however long you narrow it out for. Okay, so you always have access to that. And then same with Florida healthcare plans. Theirs is a little bit lesser because with the Florida healthcare link, it's strictly under 65 Florida healthcare only on or off marketplace. So it gives you the create proposal tool, or you can go directly to the marketplace. The dashboard, which is accessed up here as well, which is going to narrow it down by how many the agency, that AOR that you're coded to for all the agents have input. And then my prospects, so for anyone that you've had submitted applications for or created proposals for, are going to show up under the my prospects tool. Any other questions, guys? All right, well, I think I'm going to wrap it up if you guys don't have any other questions. So common practices, these are common practices that we use. Next week on Friday, we are going to go over the SEP enrollments, special circumstances, how we can enroll outside of the open enrollment period, on and off the marketplace. And we'll talk a little bit more. Hopefully they'll have the details regarding the new SEP that they're coming out for March. Other than that, you guys, if you don't have any other questions, then you guys enjoy your weekend, and I hope you learned something today, and I will talk to you all soon.
Thank you very much, Jamie.
Bye, everyone.